Selena Gomez is notorious for messy behavior on social media, just constant indiscretion, and this was the latest and most embarrassing example of that. So in the wake of Trump's inauguration and the first deportations of illegals, Selena Gomez took to Instagram and recorded herself sobbing.
Not just crying, ugly crying.
Ugly crying about the deportations that are taking place so far in the Trump administration. She was basically apologizing for not being able to save them from getting deported. By the way, just so you know, this woman is a billionaire, okay? And
If only she could muscle up some explanation as to how she might be able to help people.
Let's see. Let's watch this meltdown.
I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry. All my people are getting attacked. The children.
No.
They don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try everything, I promise.
Okay.
She says her people are getting attacked. She actually said, my people are getting attacked.
Southern
Okay.
Californians.
Selena Gomez is not Mexican. In fact, if you ask Mexicans, they would clown on her for saying that. They don't claim her because she can't even speak Spanish. She's been getting clowned on for months for her delivery of Spanish lines in Emilia Perez because she didn't grow up speaking Spanish. They say she has no right to even identify as a Latina. And yet here she is, ironically, in this video saying, my people are getting attacked. They don't want you, girl. They don't even want to be associated with you.
Yeah.
Let alone want you to be their gringa savior. Okay? Like, that's delusional and embarrassing. So, here were some of the replies. One person said, there's a legal way to come to the United States. Why don't they try that?
Yeah.
I wonder if she shed tears for Laken Riley. No, I don't think she did.
Yeah.
Another one
She
said...
She mentioned going to schools. I think that one, if I remember correctly, that was debunked as it was the Secret Service that went to a school because a child made a threat against President Trump.
Oh, really?
I believe.
I didn't hear
Somebody
about
can correct
that.
me if I'm wrong, but I believe that was what happened.
Mm-hmm. Another one said, spread effing awareness with your fan base. I hate rich people. So rich and yet so stupid. So, there is some irony in an actual billionaire crying on Instagram about how she has no power to do anything. Literally, you can lobby. You can actually pay off politicians to do your bidding. Like, there are other billionaires already doing that. Get with the program. But she's more interested in virtue signaling. Anyway,
She also deleted the video.
She did.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
deleted the video. From what I remember you telling me, she's got a fairly messy social media presence. Tweet,
Yes.
post, and delete.
She is notorious for that. Selena Gomez has deleted her emotional video crying due to Mexicans getting deported, saying, apparently it's not okay to show empathy for people. Poor you.
Crying on social media is like the most undignified thing you could do.
The best thing that people could do for Selena Gomez in that moment is clown on her and get her to snap back to reality. Like, this is insane behavior, and she's known for this.
I mean, this is America's out-group preference taken to its logical conclusion, which is that, first of all, look, I'm not saying that she's not at fault for not getting the facts from other news sources, but she likely knows nothing about recidivism rates, knows nothing about the crime rates, knows nothing about the fact that it was criminal illegal immigration. It was illegal immigrants that were criminals that were being deported, not, and also they conflate the term immigrant and illegal immigrant, which is a whole nother discussion. Whatever your thoughts are on immigration policy, it's not even really relevant here because she probably doesn't really know anything about immigration policy. She read a Pop Crave tweet that said that there were being deportations, the same way in which people were clowning on. It was really funny. I saw Pop Base yesterday actually posted. So if you saw, Donald Trump sent a plane of deportees back to Colombia, and they wouldn't let the plane land. And then everybody was using this as some own on Trump, and then talking about tariffs and stuff like that. But then when the government finally acquiesced to his demands with the threat of tariffs, Popbase actually reported on it that Trump got his way. I was actually floored that they didn't obfuscate and leave that one off there. Yeah. But she's not reading into all of this stuff. She's just emotional and uninformed and doesn't know any better.
It's so hard to even empathize with her when we're talking about a woman who has multiple properties in the most wealthy areas of this country. She lives in the Upper East Side in Manhattan. She has multiple properties in Calabasas alone. And she is an actual billionaire from her makeup company, and is so out of touch with reality that she thought this was going to go over well. Like,
and look, if
that
you want
time is over.
If you want to address the notion of empathy, then the argument that you're going to get to the contrary is, where was the empathy for the American citizens who lost their lives at the hands of individuals who were not supposed to be in the country in the first place? You can make the empathy argument on both sides. It's just that the Hollywood approved version of empathy looks very, very different than the average American's version of empathy.
Well, if Selena Gomez is so virtuous and empathetic, then why doesn't she use her billionaire net worth to create a commune? Make your own sanctuary city for all of these illegals. You provide the shelter, you provide the food, you provide the funding so that taxpayers don't have to. That would be the empathetic solution, right?
One of the things that they point out.
But you're actually not willing to actually like stand for what you claim to believe, because
one of the things they were pointing out is, like, if you're deporting those that were already in jail here in the U.S., $1,000 flight saves the American taxpayer way more money than feeding and housing, somebody who isn't supposed to be here
or even imprisoning someone.
And well, that's what I'm saying. Who isn't supposed to be here and is in prison.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's, again,
or if they're not in prison and they're receiving welfare, which they often are.
I would love to see, Selena Gomez, like, actually does her research, believes what she believes, and comes with, like, her own argument to the contrary. But that's not what the case is here. The problem is these type of celebrities have a lot of influence over people. At least I used to think they did until this election cycle, when they broke out all the celebrities and it didn't actually sway the election results. But that could have just been because the candidate was so bad that if you take those same celebrities and give them a halfway decent candidate to shill for, maybe it does more good.
Well, look, just as a general principle, if you're crying on the internet, if you're recording yourself with your phone crying and posting it to the internet, I cannot take you seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't do it.
Ugly crying too.
I can't take you at your word. You're actually sobbing and like gagging and having a whole ass panic attack on Instagram as a 30-year-old woman. Have some self-respect, have some dignity and self-respect, and don't do that.
Part of that
then
is just,
maybe people will take your political takes seriously. Until then, shut up.
Part of that is also that we just have like an impulse control problem when it comes to social media, and people need to feel that emotional high right away.
They say it feels like sex.
I saw that just the other day. We talked about that. Crying on camera. I'll never understand it. I was thinking about it. It's like if you take like how me and you approach these, like I tend to tell more personal stories. You tend to do a lot better at staying on topic, whereas I kind of pull things back to my own personal experience. Even then, there's like I keep it to a very surface level view of like my life, right? Like there's a point where you feel like you're going too personal, but most people, they just don't have that filter and they're willing to be extremely personal. and very vulnerable in a way that I find shocking.
Right, but she's only willing to do that to the extent that it doesn't come at a personal cost to her. You know?
No.
Because if someone actually called her to action and said, hey, like, give shelter to these people, you know, give your money.
NIMBY, not in my backyard.
Well, no, that would change everything.
I'm saying, but she won't.
She wants to live in a place just like the Palisades. Okay? Those are the types of people who have lost their homes in the Palisades. The same people who voted for incompetent leadership are the ones who have lost everything. And it's just, they make it as difficult as possible to sympathize with them. They really do. They're not sending their best.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.